Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Francis Entertainment Center. Last stories today, Club SpongeBob and My Pretty Seahorse. Enjoy the video. Squidward leaves his house and rides his bicycle to work. He then rides past a tall tree, at the top of which is a treehouse where SpongeBob and Patrick sit and giggle profusely. They see Squidward below and talk to each other about him, beginning certain words with W. Squidward approaches the base of the tree and asks in perturbation if this manner of speaking is some kind of secret code. SpongeBob tells Squidward that he cannot tell him because he's not a member of their club. Squidward mocks them, saying he's more than qualified to join their club. SpongeBob tells Squidward he could not fit in, even if he tried. Squidward tells him that he is a member of over 20 different exclusive clubs all across the sea bottom. But SpongeBob and Patrick continue to insist that he would not fit in, even mistaking his rant for something about his nose. Enraged, Squidward tells him they know nothing of fitting in, or he proceeds to climb the tree. SpongeBob and Patrick frantically tell Squidward to stop, which he ignores. Squidward crawls into the treehouse only to see how cramped it is, leading to the realization that SpongeBob and Patrick are actually referring to their treehouse rather than their club when they said that he could not fit in and that they have been stuck up there for 3 days. SpongeBob and Patrick begin Squidward's initiation into their club by singing, "Welcome to our club," but Squidward, having changed his mind about joining, stops them, blocking their nose, and attempts to get out by pulling on a similar tree. He manages to make the tree double over and is about to crawl out when the second tree snaps, launching the treehouse and its 3 occupants into the sky. They fly over the kelp forest. A couple sees them, the man believing the treehouse to be a shooting star and telling his lover to make a wish. The trio crash into a small clearing in a distant section of the kelp forest. SpongeBob and Patrick begin to jump and joyfully shout about their stunt, while Squidward panics at his situation of being lost and stuck with SpongeBob and Patrick. SpongeBob and Patrick try to comfort Squidward by telling him it could be worse and that they will survive as a club, and as long as they have the magic conch shell, a magic 8-ball-like device which SpongeBob and Patrick treat as prophetic and all-knowing. They believe the magic conch should never be questioned and should always be consulted before any action is taken. SpongeBob asks it what they must do to escape the kelp forest, which the conch says nothing. SpongeBob and Patrick still sit on the ground doing nothing, not even moving or saying anything, and Squidward is enraged at their stupidity. He announces that he intends to escape the forest and get back to sanity by himself instead of taking advice from such a thing, and walks off. As Squidward tries to find an exit, he becomes lost and afraid, but eventually comes back to where SpongeBob and Patrick are. Even more time passes, and by now, Squidward has dismantled the box to build a shelter. He has a hat made of some dried plant. He has grown a 5 o'clock shadow and is sitting by a small campfire. A small bug scurries past, and Squidward catches it and proceeds to cook it. He taunts SpongeBob and Patrick with his food, saying that they have not sided with him and survive, but instead listen to a talking shell. He proceeds to say while chuckling, as if the answer is to all your problems will fall right out of the sky. Above the forest, a damaged plane is serendipitously falling right out of the sky. The pets drop their load of picnic supplies and food to avoid crashing. The equipment lands around SpongeBob and Patrick, who emerge from their state of doing nothing to praise the magic conch. Squidward is extremely shocked, and he walks over to the two, who are devouring a table full of food. Squidward says he was only kidding earlier and asks if he is still a member of the club, and SpongeBob tells him that he is still a member. Squidward cannot decide what to choose and begrudgingly follows SpongeBob's suggestion of asking the conch shell. Squidward asks the conch permission to eat certain specific food items, which it denies. He repeatedly asks it permission to eat anything, which it denies every time. Squidward becomes enraged when the conch denies permission in a mocking tone and is about to go insane when a park ranger enters the clearing. Squidward tells him he has been stranded with SpongeBob, Patrick, and the magic conch shell for weeks, and his mention of the magic conch shell prompts the ranger to pull out an identical conch, revealing himself to be the cultishly obedient to the conch. Much to Squidward's exasperated dismay, SpongeBob and Patrick are delighted to meet a club member, and the ranger tells them that his conch advised him to look for them. The three club members praise the magic conch before asking how to get out of the kelp forest. It again tells them nothing. Following the conch's advice, they do nothing and assume sitting positions on the ground till someone else comes and rescues them. Squidward, at the end of his sanity, praises the magic conch and sits down as well. It is springtime in Bikini Bottom. The three neighbors are celebrating accordingly. SpongeBob, however, is having a problem in which each flower he plants suddenly gets eaten every time he looks away, but never when he has his eyes on it. SpongeBob then discovers that the culprit is a green seahorse. The seahorse is lured toward his floral bookmark, which she eats. They become friends and begin to ride around and do things together. At the end of the day, SpongeBob decides to keep Mystery as his new pet and lets her stay at his house. When SpongeBob arrives at work the next morning, he leaves Mystery outside at the bike post. Scooter and Wobbles approach Mystery and mistake her for a kiddie ride. Wobbles suggests Scooter try it out. When he inserts a coin into her slot, Mystery kicks him into the distance and he blows upon impact. Wobbles runs away screaming, causing Mr. Krabs to come out and see what the trouble is. He sees Mystery and mistakes her for a monster. SpongeBob tells him that she is his pet, but due to her injuring a prospective customer, he is ordered to get rid of her. If he disregards his order, he will be fired for not cooperating with him. SpongeBob attempts to hide her in a cupboard in the kitchen while Patrick finishes building a stable. SpongeBob offers Mystery a Krabby Patty, which she begins craving after eating. While he initially avoids being caught sneaking Mystery into the kitchen, SpongeBob gets in trouble when Mr. Krabs comes out of his office the second time and witnesses him curing a sick Mystery, who had developed a stomachache from consuming various objects moments prior. Mr. Krabs is upset with his employee and tells SpongeBob that the horse has got to go, but SpongeBob is extremely reluctant to proceed due to great sentiment. Mr. Krabs, feeling sympathy for SpongeBob, tells him a story of his favorite dollar and how he eventually spent it for a soda on a hot day. He tells SpongeBob that Mystery needs to be free because the indoors are not a place for wild animals, and SpongeBob consents and takes Mystery out the front door, where he painfully asks her to leave. Mr. Krabs tries to comfort SpongeBob until Squidward shows him an empty safe, realizing that Mystery ate the Krusty Krab's finances. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs chase after her, disappearing into the distance. Patrick tries to enter a hat store, but is unable to because the wooden plank nailed his head too wide to fit through the door.